Chosen one, this word is for you about your daughter. Tomorrow is not just another day, it is the turning of a page heaven has already written. You may not have realized it, but your heart has been waiting for this exact moment. This is not coincidence. This is divine order. As it is written in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." Something sacred is surrounding your daughter right now. There is a heavenly appointment about to erupt in your life like lightning splitting the sky. It is not just about tomorrow's event, but about who she is becoming. She is a key to what must unfold. The heavens have declared it is her time. And because she is bound to you by spirit, by calling, and by the obedience that flows through your lineage, your own path is shifting too. This is not a call to fear, but to faith. As Romans 8:18 says, "The sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed in us." What is about to be born is greater than anything you thought you could contain. You will soon see it was always written. Stay with this message until the very end. Even now, something in the unseen realm is stirring. As you listen, let your heart rise up and then share your most heartfelt wish in the comments along with the number 99. This is a moment of manifestation, and when you declare your prayer boldly and lovingly, you release the energy of heaven itself. Remember the words of Job 22:28. You will also decree a thing, and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways. This is the beginning of a wave of answered prayers. Chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and join this movement. Your daughter was not born at a random time in a random place or to a random parent. She is not an accident of circumstance, but the living expression of an eternal design. She was chosen through you for this very generation. She carries something fierce, something pure, something holy. You've felt it. You've seen it in her words, in her endurance, in the way she loves without explanation. Maybe the world has misunderstood her, called her too different, too much, or too sensitive, but they don't realize what heaven has placed inside her. Her spirit is tuned to the frequency of eternity. She senses what others cannot. As 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him." She is marked by heaven. That is why tomorrow everything shifts, because a spiritual turning point is at her door, and the ripple will reach you too. There is a divine download being placed in her soul, a recalibration awakening identity, direction, and purpose. And you, chosen one, are not just here to watch it happen. You are part of it. You are the bridge God designed between what was and what will be. Your prayers, your tears, your quiet sacrifices, they have not been forgotten. They were never wasted. They are seeds, and today those seeds are blossoming into the destiny God has written for her life. What is about to unfold is not random. It is the very shift your soul has been aching for, even in the seasons when your mind could not understand why the promise seemed delayed. Scripture says in Habakkuk 2:3, "For the vision awaits an appointed time. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." That appointed time is now. There were days you worried about her, nights you wondered if she was safe, moments you felt powerless as you watched her fight battles you could not touch. The enemy tried to dim her light, to silence her voice, to distort her truth. And yet, every whispered prayer, every tear that fell in silence, every plea you thought no one heard, heaven gathered them all. Psalm 56:8 reminds us, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. None of it was lost. Every word you lifted to God concerning her is alive and active right now." The timing had to align, not just for her, but for you. She is stepping into a door that is not open to everyone because it is a divine invitation, a holy assignment. And when her purpose awakens, it is not just her life that shifts, it is your entire lineage. Isaiah 61:9 declares their descendants will be known among the nations. All who see them will acknowledge that they are a people the Lord has blessed. This is bigger than one moment. This is generational. But it begins with your obedience, the choice to trust even when you cannot yet see. Signs will follow. You will hear her speak differently. Her thoughts will sharpen. A boldness will rise in her spirit. Do not mistake it for rebellion. It is revelation. The veil is being lifted. She is remembering who she truly is, just as Jeremiah 1:5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." And as she remembers, healing will accelerate, peace will anchor her mind, dreams long buried will awaken, and her authority will shine. And you, chosen one, will witness with your own eyes the fulfillment of what you quietly prayed for. To the world, tomorrow may look ordinary, but in the spirit realm, it is a holy shift. Do not take it lightly. Speak blessings over her life. Even if she is far, even if she hasn't spoken in months, your voice still carries weight. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us, "The tongue has the power of life and death." Declare life over her. Speak as heaven speaks. Understand this. Some of the battles you fought recently weren't even about you. The confusion, the heaviness, the warfare, it was the enemy trying to stop her before her time. But you stood your ground. You kept believing. And now, heaven is responding. Your endurance has moved God's heart, and He is about to raise her up in such undeniable ways that every enemy, every critic, every doubter will be silenced. Do not be surprised if emotions rise tonight before the new day comes. That is not weakness. It is your spirit sensing the weight of what is about to break forth. Psalm 30 verse 5 promises, "Weeping may stay for the night, but joy comes in the morning." There is glory in the tears, power in the breaking, reward in the alignment. You're not only a parent, you're a spiritual protector, a guardian of legacy, a gatekeeper of generations. And today, with heaven's authority on your side, you're walking her into her next season with a strength you did not know you carried. Not because of your position, not because of your title, but because of your heart. God appointed you for this moment. He chose you as the vessel through which she would enter this world, and that is no accident. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. And now, the very child who came through you is about to show the world why she was sent. A shift is here, and tomorrow it breaks open. Your obedience has put the wheels in motion, and heaven is aligning what earth has not yet seen. Get ready. Everything is about to change. The Spirit is already celebrating. Even if your eyes cannot yet see it, the atmosphere is alive with holy anticipation. Eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor has entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love Him. 1 Corinthians 2:9. At the center of this divine movement is your daughter. This is not poetry. This is not exaggeration. This is real. She carries a promise, one ancient and unshakable, something heaven has protected for generations and now finally allows to blossom. The world may underestimate her. People may misunderstand her, but heaven has never turned its gaze away. Tomorrow is more than a new day. It is the lifting of a veil, the breaking of chains, the release of something eternal. She's not simply your child. She's a carrier of covenant, a living testimony of God's faithfulness. Yes, life has tried to bury her under pain, confusion, rejection, fear, but the seed of God cannot die. It is breaking through the soil, not because she is flawless, but because she is chosen. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit. John 15:16. Her spirit is tuned to a frequency that wakes up what others forgot within themselves, which is why the enemy has tried so desperately to silence her. He saw the glow before she did. But what he did not calculate was you, your covering, your faith, your unwavering alignment with heaven. You held the line, chosen one. And now heaven is about to honor it. You may see scars, remnants of battles she never asked for, wounds from a childhood too heavy for her shoulders, but those scars are holy. They are not shame, they are proof. They testify that she endured, and those very scars will soon become the keys that unlock healing in others. By his wounds we are healed, Isaiah 53:5, and now through hers healing will flow. She will not hide them. She will teach through them, rise through them, breathe new life through them. She is rising not only for herself, but for every daughter, every sister, every mother who ever questioned their worth. And she rises with your DNA in her bones, with your fire in her soul, with your wisdom guiding her path. This is not a small change, it is historic. Her choices now echo with heaven's counsel. She is awakening not with knowledge the world taught her, but with revelation poured from the Spirit. Watch for it. It may show up in subtle ways, an unexpected boldness, a peace you can't explain, wisdom far beyond her years. Don't dismiss it. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Her soul is remembering the assignment. The layers of fear, insecurity, and silence are peeling away. This is why tomorrow matters so much. It is the breaking of a hidden curse, the end of a silent bondage, the beginning of a new prophetic chapter. And you are not merely a witness, you are part of it. The same prayers you whispered in secret are now manifesting in the open. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126, verse 5. The fruit is appearing. Even if she doesn't say it, her spirit knows your covering has been her anchor. It held her through storms no one else saw. And now the seas are calming, not because the world stops being chaotic, but because she is becoming stronger than the chaos. Her gifts are about to unfold, gifts of spirit, of mind, of heart. They will emerge through encounters, conversations, dreams. Be ready, even if her path looks different than you imagined. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. Isaiah 55:8. Don't fear the unfamiliar, trust the unfolding. And yes, with awakening comes resistance. But pressure is proof of the promise. Turbulence confirms takeoff. She is not fragile, she is forged, she is fire-tested, she is grace-empowered. And the same spirit that sustained you is now resting on her. What once could not break you has now become the foundation that builds her. A new generation rises, and it rises swiftly. Tomorrow does not change because the earth suddenly bends to your will. It changes because her eyes will open, because the divine covenant you carried has reached its appointed hour, because the veil has been torn away and the moment has come for her to step out of the shadows and into her God-given light. As she steps forward, your own purpose will be renewed. This is the inheritance of faithfulness through generations. For the promise is for you and your children, and for all who are far off. Acts 2:39. The child you once covered in prayer now carries the flame. Do not let anyone diminish this moment or explain it away as coincidence. If your spirit trembles as you hear this, it is because eternity is pressing in. God did not just give you a daughter, He gave you a living message, a mirror of His grace, and a movement about to unfold. She is walking into rooms, opportunities, and revelations beyond your imagination, not for her own glory, but for His purpose. You were born to lift her, and she was born to shift things. And now the appointed time has come. It may come like a whisper or like thunder, but it will come. Stay near to her in spirit. Speak life over her daily. Remind her of her true identity when the world tries to make her forget. For because you said yes to God, she will now live in her own yes. These are the moments that defy explanation, moments that can only be experienced. Tomorrow will be such a moment. You will feel the change in your spirit before your mind can explain it. There will be a holy stillness, a whisper that tells you something eternal has shifted. The world may look the same, but for you and your daughter, nothing will ever be the same again. This is destiny aligning with divine schedule. This is why you've been sensing something stirring within you. This is why this message is reaching you now. She is stepping into a spiritual frequency few ever touch, and her life will never again look ordinary. The alignment of her soul, the breaking open of her purpose, the resurrection of her true voice, it is happening now in the unseen place where faith does its greatest work. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. It is not about performance, applause, or recognition. It is about her becoming the woman God called her to be before the noise of the world tried to rename her. She does not need the approval of the masses. She needs only your agreement. That is what anchors her. You are not called to fix her, nor to control her journey. You are called to see her, to recognize when her spirit touches new heights, even if no one else notices. Haven't you seen glimpses already? The way her eyes carry a depth beyond her years, the way her presence shifts the room, the way compassion flows from her without being taught. These are not just traits, they are divine markers. Tomorrow does not mark an event, but the beginning of an unraveling, the unraveling of every false identity, every limiting belief, every chain that ever tried to bind her. For too long she may have worn roles never meant for her, roles shaped by fear, pain, or pressure. But now heaven gives her permission to walk away. She is being reminded that she is more than her past, more than opinions, more than her own doubts. And you, chosen one, are woven into this story because she carries not only your blood, but your prayers, your obedience, your endurance. Every moment you chose to rise instead of quit, you carved space for her destiny. Every time you chose integrity over compromise, you planted seeds that are now breaking into bloom. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. And that proper time is here. There is a version of your daughter she has not yet met, the one who knows her own authority, who walks in confidence, who no longer waits for permission but lives by revelation. That version is healed, bold, unstoppable, and as she steps into that version of herself, the atmosphere around her must shift. Old ties will dissolve, fears will lose their grip, false identities will crumble. This is not destruction, this is holy construction. God is rebuilding her from truth, not trauma. And within this rebuilding lies a mission far greater than herself. She will not only transform her own life, but she will become a lighthouse for others. Her voice will guide, her story will heal. She was never meant to blend in. She was always destined to lead. And you were always chosen to prepare her for this. Even in moments you felt unqualified, like you were failing, the truth is you were faithful. And faithful parents bear chosen children. It has never been about perfection. It has always been about presence, about holding the weight of responsibility even when your arms shook. And because of that faithfulness, the generational promise has found its fulfillment in her. It's about choosing love over fear again and again. That's what she carries from you. Not just your bloodline, but your strength, your faith, your resilience. And now, as she steps into this divine elevation, your role is to stay spiritually awake. She may not always have the words. She may fall silent, retreat into reflection, or seem distant at times. Do not fear. These are signs of expansion, the evidence of God reshaping her spirit. Her soul is receiving something new. Her identity is being reordered by heaven, and you don't always need answers. Sometimes your silent presence will speak louder than 1,000 sermons. She will begin to walk differently, in spirit, in purpose, in grace. Her choices will carry more weight, her dreams may grow sharper, her hunger for truth more intense. And through it all, clarity will rise, the clarity you've prayed for. As Proverbs 4:18 says, "The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day." But she will not be walking alone. The same God who carried you through valleys is now carrying her. The same angels who guarded you in the midnight hour are now appointed to her journey. This isn't just breakthrough, it's birthing, a rebirth of her truest self. And when the true self awakens, nothing stays the same. Some around her will be drawn to the light, others will resist it and fall away. Let them. For what's ahead requires purity of environment, no noise, no performance, only truth, peace, and divine alignment. Yes, it may move you to tears. After years of praying, worrying, and waiting, the shift has come. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself rejoice, for what is happening is holy. You are not losing her. You are seeing her emerge into the fullness of who God created her to be. The one who no longer hides, no longer shrinks, but breathes freely in purpose. And as she rises, something in you will rise too. Fresh joy, renewed strength, a stirring in your own spirit you haven't felt in years. You will see that every delay, every detour, every tear was not wasted. It all led to this sacred moment. Galatians 6:9 reminds us, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up." And now you are tasting that harvest with your own eyes, the living fruit of your love, the proof of your prayers. This is legacy alive. This is heaven's answer to years of unseen faithfulness, restoration, wholeness, victory, and it belongs to both of you. As this new chapter unfolds, your very view of the past will shift. What once felt random or cruel now begins to align with divine intention. Romans 8:28 declares, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." And now the patterns reveal themselves. What you thought were detours were always designs of destiny. Understand this: her emergence is tied to yours. Her transformation is not isolated, it is woven into your calling. This was never just about her becoming. It was always about both of you evolving. Even the memories of struggle, the long nights of silence, the moments that felt like failure, these were not fractures, but holy stretching, the tension that had to form between two powerful spirits in one story, carrying unique assignments. Some breakthroughs had to wait for the right season. Some seeds had to grow in the dark before blooming in the light. But now the appointed time has come. Isaiah 61 proclaims, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Your daughter is stepping into her light, not through shame, but through purpose. And when someone begins to see themselves the way heaven sees them, they become unstoppable. Doors that once slammed shut will now swing open. Rooms that once overlooked her will shift when she enters. Hearts that once dismissed her will be pierced by her presence. This is spiritual momentum, and it cannot be reversed. Yes, you may feel awe. You may even feel a bittersweet ache as you watch her grow beyond what you can hold. That is natural, that is love, but do not mistake it as loss. You are not losing connection, you are expanding it. You are stepping into a new covenant of the Spirit. This is no longer just about guidance, it's about wisdom. She may not need your hand in the same way, but she will need your voice, your prayers, and your faith more than ever. You are not her past, you are her foundation, and every step she takes carries your strength with it. As Proverbs 22:6 reminds us, train up a child in the way he should go, even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Some of her choices may surprise you. Others will confirm what you already knew deep in your spirit. Stay open, trust the process. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." You don't have to micromanage her journey. Your role is to speak life into it, to be her mirror when she forgets who she is, her reminder when the world tries to blur her identity. Through her, a generational calling is being unlocked. She is not just being elevated for herself, she's carrying a mantle for those who will come after. Isaiah 61:1 declares, "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted." Her life will be that testimony. People will find healing through her story, direction through her voice. She will be a lighthouse to the wandering, a safe space for the misunderstood, an answer to silent prayers. And this didn't happen in isolation. It flows from your faithfulness. You've carried burdens in silence. You stayed standing when you had every reason to fall. You wrestled with doubt in the dark of night. And now Galatians 6:9 comes alive. Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. The harvest is here. What drained you is being restored with joy. What you bore alone is now multiplied. This isn't just her breakthrough. It is your harvest. Maybe you didn't have every resource. Maybe you lacked support. But you had the heart. And heaven always honors the heart. That is why she will walk into rooms you never entered. She will stand on platforms that were delayed in your generation, not because you failed, but because you tilled the ground so she could plant deeper roots. You were the foundation so she could be the future. And as she rises, you will feel lighter. The exhaustion will lift, the pressure will ease, because when God breaks a generational chain, He sets more than one person free. You will laugh again, you will dream again. Parts of you that were buried under survival will live again. Psalm 126 verse 5 says, "Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy." That joy is arriving now. This is the power of legacy, not just watching someone else flourish, but being restored in the process. There will be moments when she opens her heart in ways she never has before, when she shares fears, confesses doubts, or exposes pain. Don't be alarmed, these are not breakdowns, they are breakthroughs. She's not regressing, she's releasing, and your presence in those sacred moments will mean more than you can imagine. You may wonder if you missed your chance, if you should have done things differently. But hear this, you are not too late. Philippians 1:6 says, "He who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ." Your love is still active, your words are still needed, your time is still holy, nothing has been wasted. God is weaving it all into purpose. So let go of trying to hold it all together. Let God carry you both. You've sown in faith. Now watch as the harvest touches you both in ways too deep for words. This isn't just a better season, it's a divine one. Few things are as powerful as watching someone you love step into their destiny. And when that someone is your daughter, it becomes almost indescribable. You've been carrying more than parental responsibility. You've been carrying spiritual weight for generations. And now, in this holy moment, that weight is being exchanged for joy, for momentum, for revelation, for legacy. Yes, there were days you felt like you failed her. Days when storms stole your strength. Days when the enemy whispered lies that you weren't enough. But heaven saw you show up anyway, and that anyway made you extraordinary. That is why she's about to become a sign, a living testimony, not just to you, but to every doubter, every skeptic, every voice that said she couldn't. The very soil of criticism will feed her testimony. She will rise, not to prove anything to others, but to honor God's call on her life. This season is not about chasing approval, it's about fulfilling prophecy. And soon you'll notice the shift. Her voice will carry new authority, her presence will radiate differently. It will be as if the world is only now catching up to what God planted in her long ago. As Matthew 5:14 declares, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." She will be that light, a guide for the lost, a refuge for the rejected, a voice for the silenced. This is no accident. This is divine timing. It comes now because both of you are ready. You endured the waiting, the silence, the confusion. You stayed faithful, and now the reward is here. Restoration that heals both backward and forward. Legacy that breathes new life into the generations. This is holy ground, and you were always meant to stand on it.